And one of the things that continuously amazes me is how much this company is being used by so many companies, and still it's apparently a product that a lot of people still don't know about, but that's, of course, it's great for them. Great. Ultimate TechnoGraphics. Kind of funny, actually, because I think that your product is more known than your company. If I say InfoStrip, I think that most people know what that is, right?
Most people, but still.
Yeah, you only still have like 5% market share in the total world, right? Or something like that, right?
Yeah, in those numbers.
In those numbers. Fantastic. Ray, we are here at the HP event, starting off as a little bit kind of before DSCOOP. You have been at DSCOOP many times. What are your expectations? Do you still meet new customers, or?
The answer to that is yes. I did personally probably over 10, not to say a dozen. The companies did most of them here in America, but also in Europe. Last year, for example, probably half of the participants, the visitors, the DSCOOPers, were new, never attended before.
Okay, so the amount of people that came to DSCOOP last time, you say 50% were newcomers, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So new PSPs that invested into the HP Indigo technology, maybe are in business since a long time, but first time at DSCOOP. And this year, I think the number is going to be probably overall, probably in the ballpark of 50% as well. Actual and new customer comparison for HP.
It's funny you mentioned that because, as you know, we were filming from Blooming Color last week, also Ultimate InfoStrip customer. And she said that for the first time she brought more of her staff to DSCOOP. Do you think that is also one of the reasons? Because, I mean, if you have 50% new people every time, then it seems that there's the retention rate is low, but that is not the case, right? Because you see also a lot of people that have been there.
Yeah, there's a point, I think, for DSCOOP where you go and you bring, as you say, new employee or a bigger crowd within your organization, because you want them to be in front of the technology, but also see what's out there around the ecosystem, in front of the press, at the end of the press, and therefore you bring more people like Rosemary is doing this time. But I don't think that bringing your employee raises, for us as an exhibitor, the number of new participants. We look at it from a company perspective, and when your company is a company we don't know, you're new in the HP family.
You don't know Inkish?
Oh, Inkish. I know Inkish very well, but the world knows Inkish. Yeah. I'm referring to you if you were a PSP. You know, we're looking at these numbers, new PSPs that are participating.
Obviously, you also participate in other brands events. I think you also at THINK, I think you also sometimes with Rico and things like that. When you go to these kind of events, is there like a cultural difference between, because the reason I'm asking is because we have only been at one DSCOOP, and I think they have a very close, very tight community. Do you feel the same way with the other brands as well?
Yes. You know, one thing is when you build, and we all know, building a brand takes a lot of investment, takes empowerment from the people that you bring in this community. And if it's community driven, it's more powerful. It's also the number of years that DSCOOP has been there, has been established. It's a known brand, but also the community is really empowered. You can see people like Rosemary from Blooming Color, but other PSPs as well that are getting their implication to a really, really deep level. It's not just about being there, it's about talking to their peers, bringing them, sharing information. And the thing about DSCOOP, I think, is that the amount of information shared in between PSPs is a big part of that community being together. And you know, that's why they like coming to DSCOOP once a year and do this.
I have to ask you one more question because I'm a little curious about that, because we also meet each other often at events like Printing United, and I know that you will also be at Drupa, of course. Yeah, this is a very dense, let's say, very specified audience. So let's say the result of being at a big show like Printing United compared to be at a smaller, still relatively big show like DSCOOP, what is the biggest difference in the audience type?
I would say that, you know, the focus of an event like DSCOOP, where the community is all digital printing, mostly HP Indigo, page-wide inkjet customers that have a variety of application, but their focus is mainly on indigo technology and the markets that the prices are good at. When you go to a trade show like Drupa, the extreme example, it's the variety of application. You talk to people that will print car wraps, you will talk to people that are printing business cards, and you will talk to people that are very high-end transactional variable data security printing.
And what I would like to ask you, because there's only one answer to all those different types of applications to make it efficient, right? And
yeah,
that is,
of course, automation, automation, automation.
Thank you, sir.